Good morning, good evening, whatever the case may be, wherever you may reside across these many different time zones of ours. This is a message for everyone who has been listening to me throughout the years. I, by the way, am Bob Bain. For now, that is the name I'm going by. What do I mean by that, right? Well, from late 2013 up until 2022, I was, for those of you who are not aware, I was a fairly popular podcaster, interviewer, and in early 2014, I began with just a small handful of listeners. By the time I ended my programming in 2022, I had nearly 500,000 listeners at particular points of the show. It depended on the guest, depended on the topic, but yes, I had been able to grow it up to 500,000 listeners. And that is something that is still a bit mind-blowing, if you ask me, because I began as just a listener, a fan of Art Bell, of Ian Punnett, and it got to a point where I was being mentored and became friends with those individuals, something I had never thought would ever happen, not a day of my life, but it did. And in that regards, I had been extremely blessed, extremely lucky. But going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start fresh. In some ways, fresh. I will no longer be using my real name, Bob Bain. I will not be using Mysterious Matters, or The Far Side for that matter. Instead, we are going to be doing an homage to what talk radio used to be like. Because we all remember, don't we, how talk radio, late night talk radio used to be, how it used to be interesting, conversational, not scripted. It never was a book club for authors. Instead, it was a conversational and intricate, inquisitive place where we all got together, where we all gathered around and listened to Art, to Ian, having knowledgeable conversations with experts and experiencers from all around the world. And that's exactly what I intend on bringing back to the realm of talk radio. I do say talk radio versus a podcast because I do not see myself as a podcaster. My equipment is not podcast equipment. I've been there, I've done that. Oh boy, have I ever done that. And things are going to change. I am not going to lie with you. I'm definitely a bit nervous about doing a return. I have been gone since my last show in 2022. I had intended on returning, yes, full time, and then my mother died just a few days before Father's Day in 2023. We buried her one day before Father's Day. And with all the deaths of loved ones, friends, family, since 2013, I just said that was it. I'm done, you know. There's just so much grief one person can deal with, and I had an overflowing basket of grief. If I'm being honest with you, I had an overflowing basket of grief. And no matter how much I really wanted to do a show, I just did not have the heart. I did not have the energy. and I frankly just did not care about doing it anymore. No matter how much I really wanted to, I just did not care anymore about coming back on air, about any of it for the most part. And yet, here I am, May 2026, saying I will be returning. Yes, I will be returning in August of this year. However, I will be doing so with a radio persona, much like Wolfman Jack, right? Nobody knows the guy's real name. His name's what? Robert Smith, something along those lines. But nobody knows him. They know his persona, Wolfman Jack. I will be doing an homage to Art Bell, the 1990s Art Bell, as well as a comic book series I used to read, which was called The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. The new show will be called Night Airwaves. The Halloween special will be called Grave Airwaves. Oh yes, Grave Airwaves. And my new name, the name I will be going by for that show, is Bart Graves. Bart Graves. Let's give this a try, shall we? Good morning, good evening, whatever the case may be, wherever you are across these many different time zones of ours. Coming to you from the haunted stage of Nashville, Tennessee. You are listening to the Night Airwaves, and I am your disembodied voice of these airwaves. I am Bart Graves. Sounds good to me. And now let's try another one for Halloween night. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just messing around. I'm letting you know what's happening. I'm entirely unprepared, but that's what makes great talk radio, if you ask me. It's an unprepared but knowledgeable host. Someone who can do it without being scripted. Someone who is knowledgeable enough, inquisitive enough to do open lines. No screeners, no call screeners whatsoever. Just go with the flow. That's the way I was raised. That's exactly what I've done over the years. I went with the flow. And sometimes the flow went straight down into the sewage, but I went right with it, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all so much for listening to me throughout the years. Thank you for sticking around. If you're still out there listening to this, thank you. I appreciate it. The new website will be bartgraves.com. BARTGRAVES.com. I'm working on the website right now. Piece by piece by piece. And again, the Halloween special is going to be called Grave Airwaves. Grave Airwaves with Bart Graves. I just love the way that the whole show sound, Night Airwaves with Bart Graves, Grave Airwaves with Bart Graves, sounds. But until we come back together again, which, as I said, will be in late August, I hope you have all been doing well. I'll be working on my audio. I'll be working on the studio. I'll be working on getting my brain back together. I put my brain out in the shop and just let it sit there. It's been gathering cobwebs, the brain for doing interview shows. If you don't use it, you lose it, as they say. So, it'll take a bit of time for me to get back to doing it. But we'll get there together. Until we come back together again, adios.